with all due respect, if you are a polygynist, be honest about it and let her consciously decide if she wants to be a part of that. Do not manipulate my sisters into a plural marriage if that's not what they want to do. It's not fair. Don't do it. Let her make a conscious decision whether or not she wants to be somebody's co-wife. Don't play around with that. Too many brothers are lying to sisters, telling them that they are monogamous when your ass ain't been monogamous since the 9th grade in high school. Stop lying and cut it out. And if I'm going to say that to the black man, I got to say the same thing to the black woman, because a lot of black women don't believe in monogamy either. A lot of sisters are also polyandrous. They believe in having more than one man. If you're going to date more than one man, be honest and let the other person have an opportunity to decide if they want to be a part of that. And I'm going to let your sisters know right now, I can't do the polyandrous woman. No way in hell. You're going to be climbing up in my bed with a loosey-ass goosey. I'm just sorry, sisters. I'm sorry. You're not getting in my bed with a loosey-goosey. Oh, no, 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 no. Nobody gets those cookies but me. Nobody gets that honeycomb but the prince. No, 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 no. I am not sharing my cookies. No, I'm not. You're not getting in my bed with a loosey-goosey. No walls, no thanks. No walls, no thanks. No cookies left, no thanks. You coming back, you done gave him all the cookies, you climbing in my bed with some crumbs. I don't think so. You done gave that man all your cookies and you climbing in my bed with some crumbs. I don't think so. I don't want no cookie crumbs. I want my full-blown, soft batch, moist, smelling good cookies. Don't get in my bed with no damn leftover cookie crumbs. We have a loosey-goosey crisis in the black community. And the reason we have a loosey-goosey crisis in the black community is because black women, sisters, I'm focusing on sisters. I don't deal with any other women. I'm dealing with us. Okay? As you get older, ladies, you need to know this. Let me give you a biological fact. As you get older, you become softer, more impressionable. When you were 25, you could do whatever you wanted to do with whoever you wanted to do it with, and those walls would still be strong. Now you in your 40s, you in your 50s, you're not as strong as you were when you was in college. So you can't hop from bed to bed thinking he's not going to know. He's going to know. You over 40, he's going to know. You're not 25 no more. Okay? Stop thinking you can throw that loose goose on anybody. Listen. Let's get back on topic. And brothers, you can't talk about the loosey-goosey because you got a soft Twinkie problem in the hood. You know how many emails I get from black women? Dr.UMAR, I love my man. He is the father of my children. He is a good provider. But Dr.UMAR, he cannot perform. His Twinkie can't stay hard. Dr.UMAR, what am I going to do? Brothers, as women get older, their sex drive gets higher. When she hit 35, that 35 to 50-year-old woman, she wants her Shango stick. Let me show you what a Shango stick is. This is the Shango Stone. This is the stone that is created when lightning strikes the earth. Shango is the Orisha within the Yoruba pantheon that represents male virility and power and energy, okay? Ogun as well. But this is the Shango stick, okay? Your woman needs her Shango stick. She don't want this, okay? This is spiritual. She wants the one God gave you. And if your Shango stick don't work, she's going to have a problem. Men, our reproductive system functions on the healthy flow of blood. You have to stay in shape, black men. If you don't stay in shape, the blood isn't going to get where it needs to be in time to please your queen. If you don't stay in shape, the blood is not going to get to where it needs to get so your Shango stick can form so you can satisfy your woman. She don't want a Twinkie. She don't want no Twizzler. She don't want no soft ass candy. She needs a rock. Because see, as much as our sisters want to be intimate, our sisters want to be held, our sisters want to be loved, they want affection, they want to be caressed, they want to be massaged, and all that's okay. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. But guess what? One thing for certain and two things for sure. Sometimes your wife going to come home frustrated and she had a bad day and the things just didn't go right and she ain't going to want to be caressed and she ain't going to want to be massaged and she ain't going to want a forehead kiss. She going to want her cookies crushed. Every once in a while, your queen is going to want her cookies crushed. And when your queen needs you to crush those cookies, you have to be able to meet the demand. Every sister, I don't care how spiritual she is, I don't care how feminine she is, every once in a while, she want cookies crushed. With that being said, black men, we need to exercise. Black men, you need to stop drinking so much. You need to stop smoking so much. And when it's time to be intimate with your woman, you have to raise the blood pressure. How are you going to raise the blood pressure so you can get your Shango stick if you smoking every damn day, which is reducing your blood pressure? But I don't care how good marijuana is. I don't know too many men who want to exchange that for some good cookies. Do you understand? Okay? Because many of you brothers are going to have to make a choice between your woman and that marijuana. No more Twinkies, no more loosey-gooseys. I had a black woman ask me one time, she said, Dr. Umar, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful sister. She said, Dr. Umar, my man cheated on me. And he cheated on me with the woman down the street. She got like 10 kids. She's not attractive. She don't look as good as I do. I got everything going for me. I got a career. I'm attractive. And she was gorgeous. Drop dead gorgeous. She said, Dr. Umar, how did he treat on me for that? I said, I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why. Unattractive women know. They can't compete with you physically, ladies. Unattractive women know. They can't compete with you physically, ladies. So you know what they're going to do? They're going to compete with your wifey skills. They're going to compete with your wifey skills. The woman who stole your man, who didn't look as good as you did, was able to get him because she studied your shortcomings. She studied your deficiencies. She found out what you were not doing for that man that left him unfulfilled, and she stepped in there and replaced everything you should have been doing. See, this is one of the problems. It goes the other way too. Black men, same thing. You find out your queen cheated on you with a dude who, got a regular $8 an hour job. You're like, this dude, he don't even look. What is this? You cheated on me with this? You fail to realize. You fail to realize. That man catered to her ego, and he catered to her expectations. That woman catered to his ego and catered to his expectations. Please get it out your head that somebody who don't have what you have, don't look how you look, can't take your mate. Yes, they can. Because I don't care how good you look. If your man is unfulfilled, if your woman is unfulfilled, if your man don't feel like a king, if your woman ain't getting enough attention, I promise you, somebody who you would consider to be half of who you are Somebody who you consider to be half of what you are can take your man, can take your woman. I've seen it done by catering to their ego. I'm going to tell you how this goes. I'm going to give you an example for the man and the woman. Your man like his back rubbed, but you don't do it. Your man like home cooked food. You say you don't cook. Your man want to go out sometimes, go on vacation with his woman, but you a big time lawyer, big time business owner. You ain't got time for that. Your man feels neglected. The lady down the street, unattractive, ain't got much going for her, but guess what? She can cook her ass off. She can cook her ass off. And one day she see you coming and she say, hey girl, I made some extra food. I can't eat it all. Here's a plate for you, and here's a plate for David. Here's a plate for you, and here's a plate for David. And you warm up that food for David, and David eat that damn food. She got that baked chicken and that baked salmon with the homemade sauce. She got them greens and them deviled eggs and that sweet potato pie and those buffalo shrimp she made herself and her special macaroni and cheese and her homemade raspberry iced tea. David be like, damn. He looking at you. He ain't gonna tell you, but he give you that look like, yo, you might want to learn how to cook a little bit, because this food I just ate hit me right in the stomach. See, women need to understand something, that the two strongest passions of a man is hunger and sex. The stomach is right over the reproductives. The stomach is right over the reproductives. The stomach is right over the reproductives. And so she just slowly start giving you plates for your husband. And you don't even realize this. This man is getting infatuated with this woman through her food. Every man watching this broadcast, including me, can attest to a situation where a woman who you would not have naturally been attracted to cook your ass a meal, and she put her foot in that food so well that the next time you saw her, you said, damn, she do look like Beyonce. Ladies, if you have a man who likes home cooked food, you ain't got to cook every day, but I'm telling you right now, if he come across another woman in that neighborhood who can not only cook, but loves to do it, I don't care what she look like. She might got one tooth right in the middle, one tooth right in the middle. I promise you, she will wear that man down, and before you know it, he coming home one day and you still at the job, and she catch him coming up the street. And she say, hey, David, I made some extra pineapple upside down cake. David, would you like to come in and have a slice of this pineapple upside down cake? And David know he really don't need to go into that house, but he hungry, and he already feeling the woman because she been feeding him for the past 3 months with your permission. And so guess what? David goes in the house with the woman with one tooth, and she cut that pineapple dot upside down cake, put a little ice cream on the side, and David eat that upside down cake. And before you know it, David got your neighbor upside down inside the upside down cake. So I'm telling you, sisters, right now, she can cook for him once in a while. Once in a while, your friend can cook for your man. Once in a while, the neighbor can cook for your man. But you cannot allow a regular food, a regular underground railroad from her house to your house. Because if you allow an underground railroad food chain from your house to her house, if you let that underground railroad food chain, one day she gonna have your man coming right to her house underground looking for that food. I've noticed that women too often, sisters, I want you to hear me. Brothers can do this too. Expecting your partner to read your mind. No grown person, no adult, nobody above the age of 25, especially 30, should be expecting their partner to read their mind to find out what's wrong. We are adults. Why does he have to read your mind? We are adults. Why does she have to read your mind? If you are in a relationship with somebody who needs you to read their mind to find out what's wrong, you need to get out that relationship. I refuse to date a woman who can't tell me what's on her mind. That is immature and it is ridiculous. I am a psychologist. I am not a psychic. I am a psychologist. I am not a psychic. I am a psychologist. I am not a psychic. I do not read minds. I can analyze what comes out of the mind, but I cannot tell you what is inside the mind. But let me say this to all my brothers out there. Let me say this to all my brothers. When you come to the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy, for those black men who will be allowed, those of you who practice African-American tribalism, if you belong to that African-American tribal group, if you belong to that African-American tribal group, you're not allowed on my campus. Only Pan-Africanists, only people who believe in one Africa. If you don't believe in one Africa, you're not allowed on my campus. But for the brothers who come to the school, I mean this, black men, I mean this, because I don't want no conflict with my brothers. I don't want no conflict. If you got a thirsty woman, listen to me, bro, I'm serious, I'm dead, I don't want no... If you know your woman thirsty, and if you know she thirsty for Papa, all you got to do is send me a text message or pull me to the side and say, Doc, that's my queen. Doc, that's my fiance. Doc, that's my lady. Doc, that's my baby mom. Let me know who is spoken for, because I want to respect you as a king, just like I will want you to respect me as a king. And I want to also make sure other men respect you. Let it be known. Now, don't be claiming a woman that ain't yours now. Don't be claiming. If she's not yours, you can't claim her. If she's not yours, you can't claim her. But if she's yours, let it be known, and I will let the other brothers know. Excuse me, brother. That sister is spoken for. That's the brother's queen. So I see you googly eyeing, but on this campus, we respect the kings. All right? So you can talk to the sister respectfully, non-romantically, platonically, but she's spoken for. That's because the brothers, we have to be united. Black men have to be united, and we're not going to let no woman come between our unity. Black men, we are not going to let no women come between our unity. And sisters, y'all have to do the same thing. Sisters, y'all have to do the same thing. Now, if your woman got a weave, you know I don't want it anyway. Your woman got blonde hair, you know I don't want it anyway. Your woman got a perm, you ain't got to tell me nothing. Only if she's natural do you have to let me know. If she ain't natural, you ain't got nothing to worry about from me, but we still need to let the other brothers know. Now let's talk about, and the sisters got to unite. Y'all can't let the men come between y'all, because what we're going to do through Team Pan-African, if you a single brother, single sister, you can register with Team Pan-African. You can register. No, I never had no issues with nobody woman. I never had no issues with nobody woman in the conscious community. Never. Okay? The single sisters can register. And when they seeing the brother, they could say, Dr. Umar, I'm seeing the brother. Then we're going to let the brother know that the elders know you seeing that sister. Because we're not going to let the brothers run through our sisters at Team FDMG. It's not happening. We're going to protect the sisters and we're going to protect the brothers. We're going to protect the sisters and we're going to protect the brothers. That's what we're going to do. Most of us, when we date, we don't tell the other person who we really are. We don't show the other person who we really are. We put on an imaginary, metaphorical Halloween costume when we go on the date. We put on an imaginary, metaphorical Halloween costume when we go on the date. This is what we do. We put on this costume, right? And you're dating the Halloween character, okay? You're dating the public representative of the private demon. I said you're dating the public representative of the private demon. You're going on a date with the public representative of a private demon. And the whole time you're dating, it's all a Hollywood show. She's not acting like who she really is. He's not acting like he really is. And y'all don't find out who y'all really are until y'all live together. Because see, it's hard to keep up and act 24 hours a day. At some point, the ego is going to stop acting because the ego is going to get tired. And the ego don't want to act in the first place because the ego thinks that you're the shit. And the ego feels like they should be able to be whoever the hell they want to be. And while we putting on an act to get him or her, because sooner or later, we're going to drop our guard and let the real person out anyway. So when you live under the same roof, guess what? You start seeing things you never saw. Y'all been dating for 2 years, but now y'all living under the same roof. You starting to see things you never saw. Ladies, you didn't know he don't take out the trash. His mother takes out the trash. He expects you to take out the trash. Black man, you never knew that she don't wash her hands before she cooks. She digging her nose, digging her butt, and will go right in there and make your tuna sandwich. That's right. See, before you moved in with him, you didn't know he had 3 cell phones. You didn't know he had 3 cell phones. You thought he had 1 cell phone. But now y'all live together, he got 3 cell phones. You didn't know his baby mom called him all hours of the night. You didn't know his baby mom be sending him sexy texts. Black man, you didn't know her ex-husband be calling her all hours of the night. You didn't know that the ex-husband was the emotional support. That's not good. That's not good. A man or woman should be cordial with the ex-husband. They should be cordial with the ex-wife. They should be cordial with the baby mom. They should be cordial with the baby daddy. But they shouldn't be so close to them that if things go wrong, the ex is the first person, the first shoulder they go crying to. Black man, you didn't know that your woman didn't take a bath every day. She only takes a bath once a week. You didn't know that before you lived with her. You thought she was a clean sister. Not at all. She's a spiritual sister. She only likes to touch the water 1 day a week. Funky as hell. You didn't know he fart all night. You didn't know he had a farting problem, a snoring problem. You didn't know these things. You have to live under the same roof. Oh, yes. But let us keep it all the way funky one time. Every man needs to see his woman around her baby daddy. Every man needs to see his woman around her ex-husband. Every woman needs to see her man around her baby mama. Every woman needs to see her man around the ex-wife. You want to know why? You want to know why? Because emotions don't lie. You want to know why? Because emotions don't lie. And if you get around that man and your woman is floating, you can feel the thirst she still got for that man, you might want to rethink what you're about to do. You might want to rethink what you're about to do. Because you know what a lot of us like to do? When we can't get over somebody, we get into a relationship to distract us from that person. When we can't get over somebody, we get into a new relationship to distract us from that person. But guess what? It does not work. It does not work. If you were in love with that man before, you're going to be in love with that man now. Maybe not as strongly, but the candle will still be lit. And the minute you get a chance to be around that woman or around that man, your emotions are going to shine through like clear glass. You cannot hide how you feel about another human being. You cannot hide how you feel about another human being. So I recommend that nobody ever gets married until you had a chance to see your prospective mate around their ex-mate. You better believe it. You better believe it. You better believe it. That's real facts. Her baby daddy been locked up for 5 years. Her baby daddy been locked up for 10 years. He about to come home. If she was in love with that man when he got locked up, I can guarantee you she gonna be in love with him now. His baby mom was away in Kuwait, Afghanistan. She had to do a 5-year tour. She coming back. Y'all been dating for 5 years. You better do a reality check. You better do a reality check. Let's just be honest. People are not that honest to tell you, I think I still love my ex-husband. I think I still love my ex-wife. They're not going to be honest and tell you that. Most people are not that honorable. You have to figure these things out yourself. And that's why when I meet people, I don't go around asking a bunch of questions. I don't need to ask nothing. All I do is observe. Close your mouth, open your eyes. Everything you need to see will be shown. Close your mouth, open your eyes, and everything you need to see will be shown. See, one of the issues that we have in our relationships is that we don't study the goodness of fit between our value system and the value system of our prospective mates. We don't study. We do not study the goodness of fit between the values. You know what we look for? You know what we look for? We always looking for what we have in common. We got a lot 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 in common. We both like to swim. We both like to ride bikes. We both like to work out. We both like horror movies. We both Christian. We both Muslim. We both conscious. We both this. What you have in common has nothing to do with what you value. You can have everything in common on the surface and have nothing in common when it comes to the internal values, the things that matter. What are you talking about, Professor Tunde? What are you talking about, Professor Tunde? What are you talking about, Professor Tunde? I tell you what I'm talking about. Do y'all value spending time with the children? Do y'all value relationship with God, spiritual practice? Do y'all value saving money? Do y'all value the extended family? Because I don't care how much y'all got in common. If that man like to hang out with his friends all weekend and you value the mother and father being with the children on the weekend, y'all gonna have a problem. Y'all gonna have a problem. If that woman centers her life around the church and that man don't believe in God at all, I don't care what y'all got in common, y'all gonna have some issues. You better look for the values. If that woman is materialistic and looking good and have the most expensive things, or that man is materialistic and he values looking good and having the most expensive things, and you value being frugal and saving money, y'all gonna have a conflict. I don't care what you have in common. That's superficial. What do you like to read? What do you like to watch? What do you like to do? Oh my God, we have the same activities. We both like to play volleyball. We both like to line dance. That is superficial. Get to the values. Get to the values, brothers and sisters. Get to the values. Just as you have to develop a style for getting into relationships, you also have to develop a style for getting out of relationships. I want y'all to hear this. This next concept I'm going to talk about is very important. This next concept I'm going to talk about is very important. You have to develop a style for getting into a relationship. Most of us do okay with meeting a new person and getting started. Most of us do okay with meeting a new person and getting started. Most of us do okay with meeting a new person and getting started. But what about after you've been in a relationship for a while and you find out that this ain't really the person for you? A lot of us have trouble disconnecting from the partner and moving on with our life. We don't have trouble getting into the relationship, but a lot of us have trouble getting out of the relationship. And this is a concept that I refer to as being a relationship hoarder. Hoarder. You know how some people can be hoarders? They don't like to get rid of stuff. They hold on to it. They keep it. Some of us are like that in our relationships. We like to hoard relationships. You don't want to get rid of your ex-boyfriend. You still got the boyfriend before him hanging around. You still got the boyfriend before him hanging around. The men you dated for the last 10 years are still all involved in your life in some way. That's called being a relationship hoarder. There's something about you that you can't let old situations go. Same thing for black men. We have a lot of brothers who are relationship hoarders. Your first baby mama, your second baby mama, your first wife, your second wife, they're all still in your life in a way that is not healthy for you or for them. Why can't you let it go? Stop clinging to situations that no longer suit you. Stop clinging to situations that no longer suit you. And the reason why so many of us become relationship hoarders, the reason why we become relationship hoarders is because we need to hold on to as many as possible as an insurance policy so our thirsty asses never end up by ourselves. I said we have to hold on to as many people as we know. We have to hold on to them so our thirsty asses never end up by ourselves. It is called relationship hoarding. And the other thing that you need to be careful of, is dealing with people who are almost divorced. Let's talk about this almost divorced category. Let's deal with this almost divorce. This is a very dangerous situation to be in. A lot of people get hurt with this almost divorce shit. Be careful with this almost divorce. It is not healthy. You cannot trust people. People out here are crazy. Some people don't know how to deal with betrayal. They don't know how to deal with loss. And you mess with somebody's wife before they got divorced, it could be problems. You mess with somebody's husband before they got divorced, she could be telling you we're separated, but they could still be dealing. He could be telling you, I don't deal with her no more, but they still legally married and she's still dropping off cookie coupons. See, a lot of married couples might be separated, but they still have a coochie contract. Let's talk about that. Separated for 5 years, but they still have a coochie contract. Separated for 10 years, but they still have a coochie contract. Separated for 20 years, but they still have a cookies and milk contract. You better be careful before you get your feelings hurt. You better be careful before you get your feelings hurt. Y'all separated, you on a pathway to divorce. Okay, we could keep in touch. But I'm not giving you any milk with your cookies. We are not going to have cookies and milk. We are not going to have cookies and milk until I see a divorce decree. That's right. There will be no milk with those cookies until I see a divorce decree. Y'all better be careful with the almost divorced people because a lot of times that is trouble.